All right. Are we good to go?
Welcome, Heather Oosterhuis.
Yes. Okay, so thank you all for coming tonight. I am fresh off of a couple of trips, so I always love talking about travel and like travel tips because I don't know, I'm just kind of passionate about, you get excited about traveling and the way you do it. Anyway, so I am passionate about traveling light. Carry-on only is kind of my jam when I fly. But I have 4 kids, so there's 6 of us. And when we go places, we usually drive. So I have a lot of driving tips and family tips and things like that too. So my family and I live in Johnston, and so it's about 15 minutes from here. And I've been a Young Living member for 9 years. 9 years, I think. Yeah, I joined in 2010. So been on my natural health journey for a long time. So, all right, I have 8 summer travel tips for you. All right. And tip number 1 is going to be to pack light. So this is one of my favorite passions to talk about. It was probably, I don't know, when did the Diamonds go to France? Was it 4 years ago? 5 years ago, maybe?
I think 4.
So France has always been my dream vacation. Probably since high school, I've always wanted to learn French, but they didn't offer that at my school, so I had to wait till college. And then I've always wanted to go to France. And when the Diamonds were going to France, they were all talking about how they were going to try to do carry-on only and why. Yeah. There's several different Diamonds that always do that. Carla Green and her family, Adam Green, they always travel carry-on. That was really interesting to me because I always checked a bag. And so I thought, well, if they're going to do it to Europe, I can start doing it here in the States, right? So I took that as a challenge to myself, as a way to get me excited about being in training for someday going to France. So for the last 4 or 5 years, I've been traveling carry-on only. And what that means is you can have a suitcase about this big, around 20, 21 inches, that goes above you in the checked luggage. Usually, sometimes they make you put it under the plane for free. And then 1 personal item. And a personal item has to fit under the seat in front of you. So it can be a backpack, purse, but something around this size. Okay? So I've been doing that, my personal item and my bigger carry-on suitcase. And so this May, I actually got to go to France. And so my dream trip happened, and when I went on my dream trip, I did the extreme carry-on only, which is the suitcase you see here, which actually fits in the seat in front of me.
Impressive.
And then I had a small backpack purse. Yep. So when I flew out, that small suitcase that would fit under the seat in front of me went up above, and my little backpack purse, which is also my day bag, went under the seat in front of me. Okay? So how can you do it? You don't have to go that extreme, of course, but I did because I was going to be traveling around and I was going to go up and down stairs and walking a lot, and I didn't want to have to roll giant suitcases. Hi, Ashley. So, hello. Packing cubes are your friend. I really like these packing cubes from Eagle Creek. You can get all different kinds. The reason I like these Eagle Creek cubes are because they're compression cubes. So you put them in and zip it, but then there's a second zipper that smushes everything down. Not all compression cubes do that. A lot of them have like little holes in top, which is fine. It just depends on how you're traveling. The more sturdy ones, you can pull them out of your suitcase and just put them in the dresser drawer at your hotel. Okay, these probably they don't really hold their shape that way, but you can put them in, right? Okay, so I had 2 compression cubes. This is all of the clothing that I packed for a week in France. I had 4 dresses, 1 sweater that matched them all, 1 pair of leggings that matched them all, 1 slip, 4 undies and a bra, a pair of PJs and a sleeping bra, my rain jacket, these cropped jeans, 2 pair of socks, and 2 shoes. These sandals were one of the shoes that I wore, and then a second loafer pair of shoes. Both of them, like a high quality shoe meant for lots of walking.
Super comfy. Yeah.
Like I could walk all day long in these shoes and my feet won't hurt. That's super important. So that was the clothing that fit in that suitcase. These are the outfits.
I love it.
These are my 4 outfits. And so you can see the sweater, you can see the and they were actually basically the same dress. And so it was very comfortable. They rolled up really small because my compression cube was maybe like this for the clothing, and then the littler one for the jacket.
Those at the container store.
I bought them online through Amazon. Or maybe
yeah, I
from
got mine at the container store.
Yeah.
That's where I went.
Yeah. So there's all different kinds, but that's just the kind that I love. Okay, so the next thing that helps me pack light, I like to use contact lens cases. So I actually fill these guys up with, I buy them in bulk. You can get a jar of them or a box of them at Walmart or Target, and I fill them up and I write on them with a Sharpie, facial lotion, facial wash, body wash is a really great way to compress.
Wow.
Your toothpaste, any liquid can go in here. Because when you travel carry-on only, you can only take one little quart-sized bag of all your liquids. So while it doesn't seem very like too much, it's hard to get very many of these bottles in there. And you don't always need the full size that's in here. So if I get tired of stuff, you can reuse these and rinse them out, which sometimes I do. But when I came home from France, I just threw them away. I recycled them. So
what all do you put in them?
Anything liquid. Body wash, toothpaste, shampoo, conditioner. So like if I put a shampoo and a conditioner in one contact lens case, that's a shower's worth. The toothpaste, if I fill both sides of toothpaste, is plenty for a week. The body wash on both sides is a shower each. Each side is one shower. So just kind of count out how many days you're going to be there and shower and what you need for all that. So this is a smaller bulk package of 6, but I've gotten them in bigger tubs before too. So that's always fun. That makes the packing more compressed. The other secret that I have is I use my toothpaste does double duty. I like to use my toothpaste as my deodorant, so I have less containers. And I don't always pack this tube, although I can. It can be carry-on only. But if you need space, just put it in your contact lens case. And then the other thing is, if your carry-on Ziploc bag is getting full and you need to create more space, instead of doing a body wash, you can try a bar soap. And what I love about the bar soaps, you know, like normally in my shower at home, my bar soap sits in this just to keep it fresh, and it's easy to travel with. But when I fly or travel, I usually cut off a sliver and either put it in here if I've got room or in a Ziploc bag. So this is my favorite scent, sandalwood, but my teens also love the charcoal facial wash. Sacred Mountain. Sorry, I don't even know what I said.
Sandalwood, which is a lovely aroma.
That's my lotion.
There you go.
So just cut the tube. Try to just make a small enough square that can get
Perfect.
you through, and then you don't even have to bring it home. All right.
It's so hard to smell them.
Tip number 2 is energy. All right, supplements and energy. So what do you normally take with you on a trip, or what do you normally just have at home? You're probably definitely going to want to have that on a trip. So depending on the type of trip I'm taking, I kind of have a collection of these little pill cases. I got this one for France because it was smaller. It was about this size. And I liked the idea that each day popped out and I could take each little piece in my purse.
I forget.
So if for some reason I was in a hurry, or I usually just keep a day in my purse in case I forgot that morning. I have bigger ones so that if I'm driving or something, I can fit all my pills and not have to take any bottles along. These don't hold very many pills in the case itself, so that was a downside. So I took Skyla's advice, and I made little baggies and labeled them for extra things. So the things that I knew I would take every day, I tried to fit in the daily container. But then I had other supplements that I wanted to bring along that were just labeled in little baggies. So let's go back one. And it just really depends on you and what your needs are. We all could use a little extra energy, right? So the supplements that I took every day, I take every day at home still are multigreens and Super B. So multigreens is a really great way to get extra greens in, and those greens are liver cleansing, and they also give you energy. So there are things like bee pollen, barley, spirulina, alfalfa, some of those other kinds of greens, along with some really immune supporting essential oils, okay? So it's also a really great way to get immune system support. I take 3 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon when I travel. At home, 3 in the morning is usually enough for me. And then 2 Super B in the morning. If I need more energy in the afternoon, I'll take another 2, but usually I don't need 2 Super B. And then of course, we wanna take our Ninja Red and our Nitro. So down here in this, that is a quart-sized Ziploc bag. I have 12 packets in a quart-sized bag. I probably could have shoved 15, but I didn't want it to burst. And I double bag it.
Smart.
Just in case. These do not count towards your liquid allowance. Number 1, they are under the ounce allotment. And number 2, anything that's considered medicinal doesn't count towards your liquid allotment. So being medicinal is just a magic word, okay? I do get stopped and they wanna know, what is this? And I have learned that they're not really asking me to tell them, it's Ninja Red, it's my supplement drink for energy. No, what they're wanting to know is that it's only 2 ounces per packet and it's medicinal. That's all they care about. So if you get stopped with your Ninja Red, just say, they're 2 ounce packets, it's medicinal. That's all they wanna know.
Yeah.
The other thing, so I actually traveled with a quart-sized baggie of my personal liquids. I travel with 10 packets in the quart-sized baggies that were medicinal. And then my oils, in addition to that, we'll talk about in a little bit. So as well as energy, in order to have energy, we need good rest and relaxation. So Sleep Essence is a really great supplement for that. How many people have used Sleep Essence? Yes. So they're little capsules, little gel-sized capsules that have essential oils in them. Lavender, some melatonin. So if you're having trouble sleeping, it's a really great supplement to take. Or if you're going on an international flight and you need to sleep now so that you don't have jet lag on the way there, that's a really great one. Immune system support supplement for me is ImmuPro. It's a tablet that you chew, usually at bedtime. It has a little melatonin in it also, so it's great for sleep. You can take it with the Sleep Essence if you need to sleep, but also it's very immune system supporting. And then sometimes travel can be stressful. There's a lot of extra busyness depending on the type of vacation you're doing. And so if that busyness creates anxiety or stress for you, you may want to take along some cortisol, which is really great for balancing, just helping with hormonal balance. I'm going to pass around the Super B here for you, the B tablet for you to look at. And the PD8020. So both of these support hormonal health and your adrenal glands, which are actually what helps, like when you get in that state of anxiousness and fight or flight, your cortisol is increased. So this helps to just kind of balance it. All right, so remember your supplements. Anybody have other supplements that they are like, I would not travel without these supplements? Yes.
All the enzymes.
Yes.
Because
all the enzymes.
Especially when you're traveling internationally and you don't know what in the world you're going to eat, Essential Zymes and Essential Zymes 4 and Detox Zyme were my best friends in Malaysia.
So these are 2 of my favorite digestive enzymes. The Essential Zymes is a capsule that kind of has a peppermint flavor. And we're going to talk about these little sleeves of wonder in a couple slides. But I just kind of want you to see the sleeves. There's 2 different colored capsules, and that's kind of a serving. We're going to talk about those for sure. Yes. I also like to travel. Oh, we'll talk about immune support. Getting ahead of myself. All right, so here's the supplements. Whatever it is that you need. I think I've got Sleep Essence here, Essential Zymes. I've got Super C, Multigreens, Extra Sulfur Zyme, ImmuPro, Multigreens, all the things.
Perfect.
All right, so let's talk about staying well and eating right, because I think these 2 go hand in hand. Right? Staying well both before your trip and during. Hydration is really important. A lot of times when we travel, especially when we fly or when we're driving, we don't drink enough because we're just busy traveling. We don't think about it, and or we don't want to have to stop and use the restroom all the time, right? But hydration can really drop our immune system. So it's important that you're drinking. So take a water bottle with you. If you are flying, you can't have it full of liquid when you go through security, but afterwards you can fill it up and put your oils in it. Something like Copa Ava or Thieves or any of the citrus oils, not just for flavor, but for immune system support, because when we travel, we're around people more than we usually are in our normal daily life. And so keeping ourselves as healthy as possible. Sleep is really important. Before your trip, make sure you're not running so many errands that you run ragged, that you're getting the sleep that you need, and plan sleep into your vacation. Plan your rest. We're going to talk about immune system support. It's super, super important. And diffusing, both before and during vacation. So what do you like to do? How do you take your diffuser, right? This is a fun carrying case that I got on Etsy. It's adorable. And it holds any of the Young Living diffusers, I think, all fit in here. I happen to have a dewdrop in here tonight. And it's got a little place in here for oil bottles around the side.
Nice.
Some people like to have a small car diffuser that they sit in the cup holder of their car. Those are great for hotel rooms also. But our diffuser goes with us everywhere because we want to stay well. And if something comes up, it's one of the biggest tools in our toolbox. We don't want to leave home without it. So that fits in my carry-on. The other thing that I do is bring my own food. So when I have this ongoing joke, the Corey family make these wonderful beef sticks. They're a local family farm. And so I like to do Where in the World is Corey family
Oh,
beef
that's
sticks.
awesome.
It's my own thing. I don't even think anybody knows about it. But,
They do.
so I had to pick more up because the Corey family farm beef sticks are going to the Boundary Waters with my daughter. And so when I was picking them up, I'm like, they were last in France. And, they've been to New York City.
They're
They've
so
been on
famous.
top of mountains. They go everywhere. These are very well-traveled beef sticks. But protein, right? Like this is a great source of protein. So what else do you guys like to take? I like to take granola bars or any kind of protein bars. Young Living has several granola bars. This is the Sleep bar. This is probably my favorite. I brought one along because I always have one in my purse in case I'm running errands and run into an emergency. So I said, Skyla, I ate my sample tonight. So she happened to have a box to show
Has
me.
anybody here not tried the Sleek bar? Have you tried them? Have you guys tried them? No? Have you tried them? Okay. We'll send them around. But
They have the Wolfberry Crisp bars and the chocolate-covered Wolfberry Crisp bars. They
Yeah.
have several different kinds of protein bars. So those are great, healthy options.
Do they still have them without chocolate on them?
Yeah. I think
Really?
so.
Yes. I have to find them because that's my favorite.
This is a local granola bar that I love. Like, not local, but, more of a non-Young Living. Just because it's so clean. The orange bars have lots of different flavors. I love taking einkorn granola along when we travel because this is really great just to grab a handful of, or I can grab a Greek yogurt at most airports will have a Greek yogurt or at the grocery store. Makes a great snack or a quick breakfast. My kids, when we travel in hotels, we do not eat the free breakfast. So that makes a great breakfast, or one of these, or one of the shakes, like there's Balance Complete, Protein Complete, any of the Sleek shakes. So these are all amazing food supplements, snacks that Young Living carries that are healthy. They're well sourced. They don't have a lot of junk products or ingredients. So I love that. All right. Okay, so always be prepared. If you don't take your favorite products with you, you aren't going to have them. So what are some of your favorite oils that you like to take? Does anybody have oils in their purse right now or oils in their bag? Right now, pull them out. Pull out what you've got.
While you're finding your oils.
All right. Okay, so Donna has some different. Can I show this? I've not seen this. This is adorable. These are cute. I'm going to show our video here. She's got these full of roll-on bottles that she has made herself. A little felt carrying case.
It wasn't too hard to make. I put a funnel in it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then you've got a keychain roll-on carrying case. This is really cute. I like that. What's your? Ooh.
And these are our roll-on.
Nice. Who else has oils? All right, show me what you got. What's your? Okay, you've got oils too. Hold up one of those. And you just put those right into your purse?
I leave these in my purse.
Yeah. All right, so we've got a room full of smart people.
I won't go to my office. I have a lot.
Cypress, stress away, deep relief, pan away. Ashley, oh, Ashley has a great one.
I transfer back and forth whether I do my little one or
Oh my goodness, you guys see this wonderful case?
my wall with it.
Oh my goodness, I love this. So she's got rollers, she's got thieves, spray in here,
Yeah,
her different perfumes and oils. This is awesome.
Thieves.
Oh, the purifier. Love that. Okay, so whatever your favorite oils are, think about the situations you're going to be in. Do you need skin support? Are you going to the beach?
In my essential line.
All right.
Do you need emotional support? Do you need skin support, respiratory support? Where are you going? What are you going to be doing? You know, if you're going to be running a marathon, climbing a mountain, maybe you want a little extra emotional support or some energy. Different emotional oils. Sometimes when we visit certain people, we just are going to be prepared when we enter that situation, right? So how do you carry your oils? How do you diffuse on the go? Does anyone have an iTovi scanner or a Zyto scanner, and do you travel with it? Okay, so we do. We like to travel with it. That way, when we're out and about, we know kind of what exactly our body needs. And the aromadome. Does anyone have an aromadome? So the aromadome is a pop-up tent. It folds into a little bag like this, flat. It's a pop-up tent, and it has a straight oil diffuser in it. It's a really concentrated way to sit in a little tiny room of oils. So there have been a few situations where we needed that. I tend not to fly with that, but I do like to have it in the van on longer family trips because you just never know what's going to be happening. So it's always good to be prepared. So here are some of my traveling cases. Something as simple as a little keychain case that holds sample bottles, or like a little wallet like this. You know, I like to have little sample bottles. What's great about these is I'm also prepared to share. So I not only have these on me for myself, but if someone around me has a need, I can share, just give them the sample bottle. Okay? If I'm going to carry bigger oils, I've got several different oil cases, just like you ladies have had here. You even have a little cough drop thrown in there,
Nice.
because you just never know. I just
Those
got
are
this
mine
one.
too.
This is on clearance
That's
right
so
now
cute.
at Young Living. I like that it has kind of a little first aid.
And it says
Because my girls are going to be going to camp and a bunch of wilderness trips, and this is their first aid for that.
Yes.
So,
does that hold roller bottles as well as
I think
5
it
and
could.
15? Okay, I think it could too.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's darling. I need to get some of those.
The other, so I showed you how I take my big diffuser, and you can have a little diffuser, but they also have these great little car vent diffusers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can put.
I have one in my bag.
Do you have it on your bag?
Oh, that's so smart.
So you can open this up, and they have little felt pads that go in here. You put the oil on the felt pad and you just put it right on your vent.
I think so too.
Keep
I love
adding
that.
to it. So lots of options. And when we diffuse in the car, the kids are happy, mom is happy, and the trip just goes a little
You
bit.
need to share your joy story, Heather. I love that story.
So one morning, I was hustling around trying to get everybody in my house ready to go. And so I was, being drill sergeant mom. You get this. Come on, we gotta go. We're running late. Get your shoes. Where's your coat? Da 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 da. And then we finally get in the car and we're getting ready to pull out of the driveway. And I'm like, who got the joy oil out? Why do I smell joy oil in the car? They're like, we just thought you needed it. And I'm like, because I usually wear it every day, and I forgot to put it on, and I guess they noticed. And so I'm like, you're right. I do need it. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to be mean. I just wanted to get out on time, and I love you. So your kids, empower your kids to use the oils and give them the freedom to, diffuse for you. All right. Specific flying tips. Make sure here. Oh, I had more ideas on here that I put back. Let's go back to eating right. Okay, so that can be tips. We'll go back. We'll save those for driving. Okay, flying tips. Flying with magic. I kind of talked about already the magic words. Stay with me. It's medicinal.
Medicinal.
So I have traveled carry-on only with 50 to 80 full-size bottles of oil. Carry-on, no problem. And
Do you take them out or just send them through?
I don't go through the scanner myself, and so I choose to not put my oils through the scanner. You totally can. I'm just really extreme. So I actually take my little case like this out of my bag. I put my quart-sized Ziploc baggie out for them, my computer, my shoes, whatever. I open this up in its own tub. I hand the tub to the TSA agent. I say, will you hand check these, please? If you didn't want to hand check them, you just put them in with your liquids. And somebody will probably say, hey, what's this? What are these bottles? Like you can't have more than one quart size.
I ran into that twice at the Des Moines airport. And I've traveled throughout the United States and Canada, every other airport, never had any issue. Des Moines airport, that guy made me take out every single bottle of oil I had and everything else I had to put into the little Ziploc thing. He even called the supervisor over.
Did you say it's medicinal?
I sure did, and the supervisor said, oh, those are essential oils. And the guy just kind of looked at her like, so? And yeah, and the supervisor just kind of looked at me like, I don't know what to tell you because he's making me do this. And I think the supervisor probably would not have made me do that.
Yeah.
But I
So
ended
I
up,
just say, would you ask your supervisor, because I fly everywhere and it's medicinal and it's not part of the liquid. So you had an extreme rare case.
oh,
And that's what I was going to say. At the end of the day, we're all at the mercy of the mood of the particular TSA agent that we meet. So the other thing I would add to that list is greet them with the warmest smile and the most
be kind, be polite.
Like, exactly. And don't, like, and I know flying is nerve-wracking for some people, but when you show up nervous, they can smell that. And they're like, what have you got on you? And you just got to be chill and smile and give them the benefit of the doubt and know too that you're going to run into some that have just had the worst shift ever. They're going to be grumpy.
So there are airports that I go to. I don't always have them hand checked anymore. Especially if I just carry my tiny bottles, I can go to the extra machine. But I have had them. Some of them just go, oh, those are essential oils, no problem. Some of them go, okay, I'm going to randomly pull some out and sample them. Some of them open every single bottle, hold the tester strip above every single bottle, and run it through the machine. So if you're going to have them hand checked, just make sure you allow plenty of time to do that. Yeah. If you don't have a lot of time, then just put them through the machine. Yep. All right, but it's a funny story because I was flying and I had my quart-sized bag, I had my Ninja, and I had my oils. And the lady said, and she came up very stern, and she's like, you can only have one quart-sized bag. I said, yes. She said, why do you have more than one bag? Didn't anybody ever stop you? I said, oh, I'm sorry. These are medicinal. That's all I need to know, ma'am. Thank you. She was literally waiting for me to
her tone.
Yep, absolutely. So that's when I'm like, oh, this is a magic word. Okay, I need to know this magic word. Okay, so drink plenty of water. Copa, Ava, and Thieves. Drink some of that on takeoff. And then take a sleeve of Essential Zymes 4 when you land. Essential Zymes 4 are these digestive enzymes we talked about, and they help with altitude sickness, right? So not just from flying, but let's say you're going to a place that is a higher altitude than Iowa. It can help with that. So can some of the other oils. So if that's a problem for you, then make sure you look into that. Okay, let's talk about international travel and flying.
You said Essential Zymes 4?
4. Okay. A whole sleeve, like a whole foil packet. International travel. I love the tips that Carla Green gives. There's a whole document in probably every one of our essential oil groups. We can get it for you if you don't have it. But it's in the Abundance group. It's in my group. I know it's in Skylar's group. It's probably in Britta's group. But Carla Green made a document on how to fly carry-on only, like clothing and things and packing tips, but also how to avoid jet lag. So a lot of this is taken from her avoiding jet lag protocol. So meal timing and content, she has this whole protocol laid out for how to take coffee and when, and what to eat several days before you fly internationally. When I flew to France, it's a 7-hour time difference from the East Coast, or from the Central Time Zone. And so it was really helpful for her to say, okay, your flight's at 5:20, right? And in France, what time is that? So as soon as you start your travel day, my travel day started in Chicago, I put my mind and body on France time. So I tried to start eating my meals and sleeping on France time, even though I had like a 12-hour travel day ahead of me. And then she talks about on your flight day, eat light meals only that are low in carbohydrates and calories. And she goes into details on why and how that helps you sleep and rest and wake. And then set your watch to the destination time. And psychologically, it's best to just start thinking of your destination time as soon as possible. So she has way more details about exactly how to follow that. But she recommends using a lot of our oils and supplements to help you sleep and wake. So on my way to France, as soon as we took off, I put on my eye mask and I put in my earplugs. And I like to travel with these because sometimes people snore when you travel with them. And this helped me just tune out the people around me on the plane, and I could sleep. I took a sleep essence and an MU Pro right away when I sat down in my seat, and started putting on all my favorite sleep oils. So lavender, cedarwood, put things on my feet. I put socks on. I purposely wore comfy pants so that my brain was going into comfort mode and sleep mode. I did not sleep like I sleep at home, but I slept way better than my friend that was traveling with me. Awesome. So try to sleep on your way, like if you're going to Europe specifically, and because we were going to land just before 7 a.m. and we were going to start our first day. So it was important that we get some sleep. All right, so here's some oils. Then be specific about the time that you wake. So depending on when you leave, you may be landing after breakfast or just before breakfast. Sometimes they offer you a meal on the flight. So try to, set a little timer and wake yourself if you need to. I didn't really need to, but you may need to use some oils and Ningxia and Clarity, peppermint to help you kind of start to wake up. So these are some great tips for that. And then I used a lot of Ningxia and Nitro on that first day. If you need help going to sleep, we kind of talked through the protocol for that already. General body support when you're traveling. I loved the addition of Endoflex over my thyroid. I didn't do this several times during my flight, but I did do it when I woke up and was starting to get myself going for the day. I also liked, I made this adrenal support blend and put that over my adrenal glands several times before we landed. Just so, and I used it throughout our traveling, just to kind of keep my energy going. I really liked, this is Frances Fuller. She's a Young Living Royal Crown Diamond. This is her prevention kit. So things that you probably are already aware of: cedarwood, lavender, peppermint, lots of Ningxia red. She recommends using the oils multiple times during the flight, inhaling over your hands, adding them to water while you sleep, and keeping track of your immune system. Okay?
Could you go back to the adrenal support?
3 clove, 3 nutmeg, 7 rosemary. All right, driving tips. I like to keep seedlings wipes in my car. So mine are a little crusty and dried out. I had to borrow Skyla's. Because these are just really
Mine
great.
are slightly less crusty and dried out.
They're just really great for all the on-the-go things. Sometimes you got to grab a meal on the go. Sometimes, especially when you're traveling. So just in general life, it's a great summer product to have in your car. The hand sanitizer. This big dog just is in the door of my car, and I like to buy these big bottles and use them as refills to the little tinier bottles that are in my purse. So those are always great to have, especially when traveling. And then the Ningxia red packets. I like to have Ningxia and Nitro. My car has a little panel in the door on both front doors. And I've traveled with Sonia enough to realize the benefit of filling that with Ningxia and Nitro. So your driver is well energized and awake. I was visiting and doing some classes for some friends in Ohio. And my girls and I got up, I don't know, about 5 a.m. on a Friday. Drove the whole way, got there about 5:30 p.m., did a class, got up the next morning, did a day of classes, got up the next morning, drove home. So we got there that night, and we did our first class, and my friends were telling me this later, that her husband had prepared her on the way to the Friday night class. Now, Heather has just driven 12 hours to get here. She's going to be tired. We need to make sure we help her kids. We're going to unload the car. And then we want to make sure she gets out of here as soon as the class is over. So we're going to clean up the room. We're going to shoo her out, make sure she goes home to get some rest. So it's like 10:30, 11. We're still talking, making plans. And her husband's like, keeps saying to me, you can go. You can go. You need to go. You've got to be tired. You've got to be tired. No, I'm not. Why aren't you tired? I've been drinking Nicorette. He's like, okay. So the next morning, they wake up, and he says, okay, she's going to be really tired today. And especially by the end of the day, she's going to be exhausted. And then at the end of the day, like, you need to go home. Aren't you tired? You got to drive tomorrow. No, I drink Nicorette. No, I drink Nicorette. I got nitro. Like, so this happened, like, I went once a month for a couple of months in a row. And finally, they're like, okay, we want to try this stuff. And they call it the juice. And so they have slowly phased into several members of their family who now love it and drink it too. So I have this little running thing with them with my Ninja in the door. When one of these trips on the way home, I said, how many Ninja packets does it take to drive? And I guess, and so for me, that trip, it was 9 to get home.
I love it.
Yeah. Okay, so pack your dork, stash it up. I like to pack my own food when I drive. And so I have a smaller, like, soft-sided cooler that's kind of the in the cab cooler with the kids and I. And then I have a bigger cooler, hardcover, that stays in the trunk. It's like the refill or the tomorrow food, right? So we take all kinds of things. Like, we wash the fruit and the veggies and cut them up and put them in the bags, and it's just grab and go. Cheese sticks, beef sticks. Salads are great to take on the run. Sometimes we take our blender along and we'll blend something. When it's summer, you can stop at any rest stop and just have a picnic wherever you're at. That's a beautiful thing. When it's winter, the picnics on the floor inside the rest stop get funny looks, but they are possible. We did a thermos of hot soup, like taco soup. We just pour it into mugs. You get these little Corelle glass mugs that have plastic lids, and then when they were done, if they hadn't finished eating it, just kind of wrote their name on it and put it back in the cooler, and then they could warm it up at this, the next time at a friend's house. So there's lots of foods that you can take that are easy on the go foods. You can even have a grill out if you're driving and it's not that rushed. A lot of places have grill outs, but we are usually like in and out. How fast can we eat? Or let's eat in the car, So taking your food is good. Freeze your Nicorette packets ahead of time. Not only do they stay cold to enjoy, but they help to keep your cooler cold. Okay, so I'm going to share with you some really fun recipes that you can use with essential oils. These packets are the same. They're not for you to take home, but you can look at, take pictures. I got these off of Essentially Family website, I think. So there's 4 different marinade recipes using essential oils. So if you're going to use there's some smoothie recipes in there, a salad, like a berry salad kind of recipe. One of the sets has front and back recipes. Okay, so these are really fun. I liked the marinade idea, just thinking about picnics and beach time, right? If you are going to use essential oils in a marinade, you're going to want to make sure that you let it marinate in either glass or stainless steel. Don't marinate it in a Ziploc baggie because you'll leach the toxins. And if it's a bag and not a plastic bin, you'll also could put a hole in it and have a mess in your fridge. So you can use your oils in that also. So if you're marinating something, if you just want a surface flavor, a gentle flavor, anything 2 hours or less will do that. If you want a deeper, richer, fuller flavor, you're going to want to marinate 8 hours to overnight. Okay? All right, so picnic and beach day. Along with the yummy recipes for the cookout and the grilling that we love, let's talk about skincare and sun care. Has anyone heard about eating your sunscreen?
Yes.
Anyone else eating or a sunscreen diet? There are actually foods that you can eat that help your skin be protected from the sun and not burn as easily. So your challenge is to go Google that, sunscreen diet. Here's a little spoiler alert. many of those foods are in Ningxia Red. It's full of berries and other yummy things, a lot of which are in Ningxia Red. So, extra Ningxia Red. I'm not saying drink your Ningxia Red and just go be in the sun all day. That is not what I'm saying. You still need to be smart. But Ningxia Red is a really powerful tool, along with sunscreen. So Young Living has an SPF 10 and an SPF 50. Both are really great. They blend into the skin really nicely. We find that, at my house, we're just super smart. So we eat really healthy. We get a lot of good fats like coconut oil, which are important for the sun, for your skin. We have all the berries and good things that are good for your skin, the Ningxia. But we also wear clothing as appropriate, right? So we're going to be in the sun all day. We need to monitor and have some shade, wear hats. So we don't tend to like slather ourselves every time we go out, but we do make sure we get the hot spots. Shoulders, ears, nose, cheeks, chest, back, and then legs if you're going to be sitting in the full sun. But the sunscreen is awesome. I used to make my own sunscreen, which you can totally do, but it was a little greasier and made us a little whiter when it was blended in, so we were kind of ghostly. And so this is just really handy. I don't have to get out all the pots and the mixing. It's just a nice tube that can be grab and go. So love that. Now, if you've been in the sun a little bit too long, you may need a little extra skin support. There's 3 products that I love for different things. So Clariderm is actually my favorite go-to for sunburns, when my skin's really red. I find in our family, if we put this on, that we have relief really quickly and not much peeling if we stay on it and apply it several times a day. Lavaderm is also great for that. The Clariderm is more oil-based. I prefer that. The Lavaderm is more water-based. So let's think about where this might be important. I didn't think of this until my friend Charlotte told me the other day. She was in Tahiti. She got a sun heat rash. And so she was putting, I think, this Lavaderm lotion spray. This sprays on like a lotion and rubs in. And maybe the Clariderm. And she was finding that it was keeping the heat in. So it was making it pricklier. And so I'm thinking to myself, let's go water-based. Yeah. If we need to cool off quickly, let's use more of a water-based. Stay away from the lotions, the coconut oil, things like that. But if we don't have that heat reaction, we can use things like the lavender lotion, because lavender is so soothing to the skin. This is really thick and rich and creamy. And if something is really bad, I wouldn't be afraid to take straight frankincense, put it on, and then top it with Lavaderm spray or the sun lotion Lavaderm spray, and then lotion. I save the lotion for after we've kind of cooled down quite a bit.
It is funny. Can I just add that this Lavaderm lotion spray saved my hide last summer when I got into poison ivy.
Oh.
It was the only thing that brought any relief. And I have tried so many. And that stuff, I think I went through 3 bottles. So it wasn't like it didn't make it go away, but it resolved all the itch and the pain, which is really all you need.
That's a great tip. Yeah. Joy oil, I hear, is really good too. So let's talk about bugs. So before Young Living had their amazing insect repellent, which is rated and proven for mosquitoes, right? We live in the Midwest. Hello, giant horsefly, bird-sized mosquitoes. What I love about this is that it's DEET-free. It comes out like an oil, and so it's meant to be rubbed on your skin. I do know people that like to put this in a spray bottle to spray it on their skin. You can totally do that. They now have these in wipes. So a bag of foil packet wipes. Do you have a wipe to pass around? Just show the packet.
No.
Oh, you have a roller bottle. So she put it in a roller bottle. That's a great idea. So the wipes, my friend Maria was telling me she loves to stash those in her purse because it's way easy to keep those on hand. Because how many times have you been somewhere and you're like, oh my goodness, I didn't even think about the bug spray, or I didn't think I was going to be outside, or I didn't think it was going to be that bad. Stash a few of those in your purse with the other products that you have in your little zipper, and you're good to go. She said her family of 4 can use one wipe multiple times.
That's amazing.
So there's a lot of juice in those packets. So when you open it, maybe have a Ziploc baggie or some kind of pouch that you can put it in. But before Young Living had those amazing products, I would take a spray bottle and I would put water in it with lemon and peppermint and purification. Purification oil has citronella, which we all know is great, and it has lemongrass, which is awesome for bugs as well. I just saw an article about 15 plants that mosquitoes hate and planting those around your house. And guess what? They're just things that a lot of people consider to be weeds, but catnip was one of them, lemongrass, rosemary, basil, a lot of our herbs, right? So that was my bug spray for a long time, just those 3 oils and water. And then my husband went to the Boundary Waters several years ago and was on this canoeing trip where he canoed all day, and then he hiked with his canoe in his backpack. Take everything with you, all your food, take it out, different spot every night. And I was just hearing everyone talk about the mosquitoes are terrible up there. He's going to get eaten alive. I did this trip last year. I took 100% DEET, and I got 100,000 bug bites. You know,
And cancer.
I'm like, and cancer. So I'm like, okay, well, I know this is good, and I wonder if I could beef it up a little.
Yeah.
So in comes Melissa Pepping in my research with her chemical-free home 2 book, and she has a Swatcher in a bottle ultimate spray. I'm like, ultimate spray, dude, look at this long list of oils. I mean,
And she lives in Minnesota.
and she does, so she knows what she's talking about. She is legit. So what I did, I made him this bug spray, and then I took an empty bottle and popped the top off, and I did the mix for this again.
Smart.
And I don't know if I got 1 whole mix or double, and I just told him shake it. If I did, I don't know if it double, but put half, shake it and put half in, and then add water. You'll have water.
Smart.
So if he needed a refill, he would have it. But he said every night they would come back, they would kind of wash off, put on dry clothes, and then everyone would spray themselves in DEET, and they would complain about the taste, and they would be sticky and feel nasty. And John's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And they're like, why do you smell so good? You're not. So they started trying his bug spray.
Nice.
So I thought that was really interesting. So I will pass this around. This is the recipe. You can take a picture, or if you have this book at home. But I basically, I think I might have, you can see what I did here. I don't know if I did different drops because my bottle was a different size or what. But this one says Olivia's bug spray of awesomeness because she took this bottle to camp. It's kind of our heavy duty big gun. But you can also, you know, you can make yourself a tinier version or a roll-on like you ladies were doing. The other thing that I thought was really neat was to take the Young Living insect repellent and put it in one of these tiny breath spray sprayers as a backup in case you're somewhere and you just need like a one-time application, you know, just an emergency thing in a small purse, stash somewhere, or as a sample to give to someone near you as a friend. So those are really great. Okay, what else do I have here? Just always be prepared. Have your oils with you for the summer on the beach. Stay hydrated. Drink lots of water. We take water bottles everywhere. I like the Clean Canteen brand. It's kind of a metal water bottle because they're light and they can have the oils in them because you don't want to put oils in plastic. So those are my 8 tips. Oh, a couple more. When I travel light, I meant to take this to France and I forgot. So you can, if you're traveling light, you may want to bring your own laundry soap along that's plant-based. Because I forgot, I went ahead, because the apartment we had a washer. So when I went to wash it the first time, I was like, oh, I'll just use hers. It won't hurt one time. Our whole bedroom stunk. It was awful. I had to take my clothes into the bathroom and hang them because I couldn't sleep. So then I just washed them again with nothing to try and get that smell out. So take my advice. If you are smart, plan ahead. If you forget, just wash it with water.
And use your shampoo. I've done that before.
That's a great idea. The Thieves veggie spray is great to spray your produce while you're out and about. If you grab an apple or something from somewhere. Oh, and I didn't mention mineral essence because it wasn't on my slide. But sometimes when we're traveling, a lack of minerals can be the root cause of a lot of disease. And so it's also a great source of electrolytes if you're at the beach, if you're in the sun a lot, to put some of this in your water or to have some before you go and a shot of gingerbread. And then the other travel thing that's really light is Alkaline. I like the to-go packets of Alkaline. Sleek has some great packets already made up of their Sleek shakes. You can also get little containers to put your Pure Protein Complete Shake in, or just little baggies to travel with. And Young Living has a really great Bon Voyage kit that already has your Young Living shampoos, conditioners, soaps, and things all ready to travel with and ready to go. And the final thing I like to take in all of my suitcases is a thank you note. Because you just never know who you may want to bless and leave a note for, whether it's at a restaurant or the host that you're staying with.
Good idea.
So pack a thank you note. And that's it.
I love it. Yay. So, thank you.
Yes.
That was amazing.
Yes.